Welcome to Relo Women Live. It is Monday and it is noon, and so it must be time to talk to all of y'all. So I'm so glad that you're here. I really appreciate it. It is the beginning of a new week, and this week we are talking about something that happens to all of us. And so if you are new to joining Relo Women Live on Monday, I just want to let you know that I'm Annette Walters. I am the Chief Relo Champion for Relo Women, and I'm here every single week to share with you what I have learned over 15 relocations. I think my first relocation, I was 1 or 2. So I've been at this a very, very long time, and I've learned a lot. I've seen it go really well, and I've seen it go almost horribly wrong. And I want to make sure that you, as other Relo women, don't have to struggle quite as much as I did, or that I've seen other people do. So this week we are talking about something that seems to happen in every single relocation, and I see Patty is on today. I am so excited to see it. That is actually my mom. So hi, Mom. And I'm sure my dad is right there too. Hi, Dad. And so we're talking this week about the people that we have to work with in our relocations and as we get settled. The lessons that you'll learn throughout the week actually apply to that and to all of life, because these people that we come across, the ones that are difficult, the difficult people, they're aggressive. We wonder, why would you do something that way? Or how come you're bringing this trouble to my doorstep? And it's either that they're oblivious or they're just unconcerned about the trouble that they bring. Difficult people, they're everywhere. And the effect of their difficultness is like standing under a really heavy waterfall, like you're trying to push it back from where it came from, but your hands just kind of go through. And so we can't push them back. We can't make them stop. And yet we have to do something in those cases. And so a lot of times when we're dealing with difficult people, we will build protective walls, just imagining, where they're going to go. If I know they're going to be someplace, at least in the past, I've even braced myself for impact before walking in. I think things like, well, what do they say? What are they going to do this time? For those of us on the receiving end, a lot of times we just want to avoid it. We want to even put down some of the things we love to do because we have this difficult person who has joined a group, or perhaps has hired us, or I think you can come up with all sorts of examples. I mean, it could be on the job. It could be that classroom mom that's organizing all the other classroom moms. It could be going to a high school reunion and seeing that person from high school that was always a problem and now appears still is. And so what I want you to consider this week, and this is what we're going to explore, is what if this experience of them was not your only option? Now, I can hear it now. Nat, you don't understand. My boss is horrible. They embarrassed me in front of the entire team last week, and what am I supposed to do? They're in control of my paycheck. What options do I have? See, difficult people do hold positions over us, as in the case of a boss, or in some cases like your child's teacher or things like that. But they don't, or what I really want to ask is, do they really hold that power over us? Difficult people, it's one of the more challenging topics that I address in whole life relocation coaching. And this week, though, I'm finally going to tackle it both in blog and podcast form to start to teach you some of the tools and some of the ways to begin thinking about dealing with these people. You might listen to all of this and ask, well, I can see it, but how does this actually work? How does this work with, this person or this situation? And frankly, it takes a bit of practice, because we have been doing this. We've been living our lives and dealing with these types of people this way for so long that it's ingrained. It's just the way that we do it. And so if you have any questions about this, once you go through the blog, once you go through and listen to the podcast on Thursday, I encourage you, sign up for that Let's Chat. Excuse me, there's a button at the top of every ReloWomen.com webpage, and it is Let's Chat. So you can just click up there in the upper right-hand corner and check it out. Book an hour, your time and day, whatever is convenient to you, and ask me the questions. We'll talk a little bit about, also a little bit about coaching and why it works through there and what kind of practice you get. And so you'll learn a little bit about that. But when you learn how to deal with difficult people and even eliminate difficult people from your life, and what that really looks like, that's where your life can change in all areas of life. Whether you're working with an employer, or you have a friend or a coworker, or you're working with somebody in your family, especially when you have those situations where the benefits to stay outweigh kind of the struggles. That's when you really want to learn how to navigate this, so that you don't have to wander through it and navigate through just feeling kind of braced and ugly half the time, just waiting for that next impact. That's what we're going to work on this week. So I'm going to teach you all that I have learned through this, because this was one of the reasons that I learned coaching and got my first life coach in the first place. It was to navigate these things. And so that's what I'm going to share with you. And as I said, if you have any questions, be sure you sign up for a Let's Chat, because this is so important. And we will all benefit on the other side from learning how to and eliminating difficult people. So my name is Annette Walters. I am your Chief Relo Champion for Relo Women, and you can find me and all of this on ReloWomen.com, both the blogs and the podcast. And you can also find the podcast on Apple, as well as Spotify and all of your other podcast players. I'm so glad, again, that you joined me this week, and thanks, Mom and Dad. Appreciate it. We will talk to you soon. Have a wonderful week, and we will see you right back here next Monday at noon on the Relo Women Facebook page. See ya.